The freaks. Come back to Rabbit Hole Recap here on a beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon, 2:15 Eastern. 15 minutes late to this one, but
that was my fault this time.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think that's that. We've been later before.
Yeah, freaks. Like if we announce the time the day before or sometimes day of. Oh, you should always add at least 15 minutes. It's been pretty consistent. I can't. If I add 15 minutes to the time, then we'll be 30 minutes late. So I have to give you a time, and then we're rushing to make it.
We have to anchor to that time. Oh, you feeling you in the holiday spirit yet?
Yeah. Did you see what I named the episode?
A Christmas Miracle. I just saw it. Just read it.
Manifest. I don't know what the Christmas miracle is going to be, but it'd be nice to have one.
We're pretty. Tune in. Okay, now I'm going to quote tweet this with some clickbait. Let's see what the tune in.
Some people have their Christmas show this week, but since we're crazy people, we're going to have a Christmas show next week. So I couldn't call this episode Merry Christmas. So instead, it's called A Christmas Miracle. We'll have, it's a 2-parter Christmas special.
Before
I almost called it Merry Christmas Part 1. But I hate having multiple parts.
Okay, tune in. We're explaining why Bitcoin's going to hit $444,444 by Christmas. Okay, guys, here's what's going to happen. Elon Musk is just going to start mining Bitcoin, and it's going to the
He's going to mine Bitcoin on the moon.
We were talking about this. I was talking about this last night with somebody off the record. This whole mining in space and AI data centers in space. Wasn't there a conversation in Bitcoin a while ago where we really dove into the physics? I forget if it was Drew Bonsall or a couple others. And basically the conclusion was that you can't dissipate heat from the chip, so it's almost impossible to mine in space. And now we have this whole, we're going to put
I didn't hear that. Isn't it cold as hell in the vacuum of space?
There's nothing for the...
Yeah, but the thing is, in space, there's no atmosphere. What are you saying, Logan?
I think Logan's trying to tell us something. Why don't you speak up, Logan?
For the heat to transfer to. Am I really quiet?
Yeah, you're very quiet.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, bye.
I think he was agreeing with me, though. I'm just going to assume that he was agreeing with me.
I mean, I could hear you. You were just very quiet.
Any freaks in the live chat on Nostr or YouTube, if you're physics experts? I remember I called because you can't dissipate the heat, you can't move it. It's very cold, obviously, but you can't move the heat off the chips, and so they would just.
Okay, I'm asking Maple.
Okay, I think you can hear me now.
I can hear you.
We can hear you. Because space is a vacuum, objects cannot lose heat through conduction, direct contact with a cold substance, or convection, air or water carrying heat away. But they can cool through radiative emission. I don't know. Maybe that's just AI slop.
Is that what you were going to say, Logan?
Radiative emission is much slower.
Yeah.
So is it viable
or can use cryogenic cooling. Advanced instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope use multi-layer sun shields and cryo coolers to reach temperatures as low as 7 Kelvin for precise observations.
Kelvin. What an interesting temperature scale. Was it?
I mean,
271 is where Kelvin starts or something?
I mean, the crazy thing for me is, I think you could probably figure out the cooling thing. The power aspect I can see being a massive advantage. But like, what, you just like never repair them?
Who knows? Well, you have AI robots that go up there and they can.
I mean, it all just sounds very expensive. If the goal is to keep costs down as low as possible, it all sounds very expensive.
Yeah. No,
but what else? Deruve also said that like aliens were going to use shitcoins and.
Yeah, they're going to have Muskcoin. The Martians will use Muskcoin because
I don't think that's true.
It'll be possible for the Martians to propagate blocks because they're too far away from the center of hash.
But not if the center of hash is in orbit.
I think the solution to that is like lasers. If I recall
Well,
correctly, if you could have like a laser system where you could send the kilobytes of hashing data like immediately across space. But
They also don't need to mine. Like they could just.
Well, that was all.
not
You got to go
mine.
back and read your Drew von Saul Bitcoin in Space. That was the whole thing. They would say this isn't fair. We can't participate in the construction and propagation of blocks. We are beholden to the whims of those Earthlings and what they're doing. This is suppression.
Yeah, but I mean, how's that? I think they're gonna. If there's like a successful Mars colony, there's going to be way bigger conflicts than the Bitcoin side of things.
Yeah. I think this whole thing's stupid too, because I don't think we're ever going to colonize Mars, nor do I think it's worthwhile.
Wow. You don't think we're going to colonize Mars?
No.
I don't know. I think we probably will. Never's a long time.
And to be fair, I don't think Elon's intention is to colonize Mars, like move people there. He's talked about it as like a base to go to other solar systems. That could be interesting.
No, Elon's like pitching it as like a life raft. He's like, this fucking planet's done.
This is Noah's Ark last time. It was on.
Me and my boys are going to take essential employees only and abandon ship.
It would be easier to reverse nuclear winter than to terraform Mars.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. Do you think the elites are building underground facilities for the coming apocalyptic?
I don't think
shifting of the poles.
I don't think it's enjoyable to live underground. I don't think it's enjoyable to live on Mars, and I don't think it's enjoyable to live in London. So I don't know why the elites would do that.
Which one would be the worst? Mars, underground, or
definitely London? Yeah.
Oi, mate, that ain't okay. London's proper good. Okay, just went from English to Australian.
I did see one of the freaks was defending London's pub game. London pubs are awesome. They do get credit for that.
I had to admit I've never been to London. I do have a fascination, a romanticization of what English pubs are like, and as you can see, like I'm dressed perfectly for a nice pint in an English pub right now.
You're a little bit underdressed.
Had a Christmas recital this morning. Had to dress up, you know.
You have to look like Peaky Blinders or whatever.
Yeah.
When you go to those bars. Yeah. As always, the Ride or Die freaks are dwelling in our Nostr live chat. You can access it through Primal app or any other Nostr app that supports it. I see Soap Miner zapped 100,000 sats. He said, Marty, the BitcoinProducts.com webpage is fantastic, amazing. Merry Christmas, freaks. Just to be clear, next week is our Christmas episode.
Yes.
But Merry Christmas to you as well.
Merry Christmas to you. It'll be a Boxing Day episode. We'll meet on Boxing Day. And speaking of London,
was that the day after? That's the day after Christmas?
Yeah, do you know what Boxing Day is for? What it signifies?
It's when they box things.
No, it's when all the help would be tending to the needs and the desires of the family that they served on Christmas. Obviously, it's a big holiday. And so the help would not be able to participate themselves in the Christmas holiday with their families. And so Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. You give them a big box.
It's the underclass.
It's when you get their bonus and you get a box full of goodies, and then you get the day off. You get to go get hammered. It's a great day to celebrate. The pubs are popping on Boxing Day. Highly recommend. Mav21 zapped us 21,000 sats too. No message. Thank you, Mav21.
So what? Boxing Day is Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do Friday. We'll do a tight rip on Friday.
Would you rather do Christmas Eve?
No.
Yeah.
Would you rather do Christmas Eve?
think we're doing like a 3 o'clock mass, so it would be.
Yeah, we're not doing Christmas Eve. I also see a comment from a freak who did not zap, which is disappointing, asking me if Polymarket removed Bitcoin support, trying to make some returns before Christmas. Stay humble, stack sats, freak. But no, they do accept Bitcoin. They automatically convert it to USDC though, so just be aware. You can't withdraw Bitcoin. You can only withdraw stable USD tokens. But yeah, they accept Bitcoin on chain.
Yeah. You down for some business on air?
Sure.
I'm gonna be vulnerable right now. Yeah. To soap miners. Comment, thank you. Number one, bitcoinproducts.com. Go check it out. It is fantastic. But thinking about how we can make it more useful for people, thinking about adding a rating system, and then we're thinking like, how do you do that and make sure it doesn't get sybiled? What do you think about the idea? Rating system, only way you can sign in is via Nostr, and you need to have X amount of followers and Y amount of post about Bitcoin, and then you're allowed to post a rating.
I like that. Relatively sybil resistant. It can still be gamed, but it's harder.
Yeah. And I figured Nostr obviously has a very dense population of hardcore Bitcoiners, so you get some high signal from those reviews, I think.
I like that idea. I thought you were going to go the Zap route is where you were going.
Well, we need to raise it. 100,000 sats, minimum Zap. Got to bump it up.
No, for ratings. But
Oh.
I think that's I don't actually think that accomplishes anything except making you money. It doesn't really stop the sybil resistance. And in fact, it probably reduces the amount of reviews you get.
Yeah.
Because you really want more ratings, more good ratings, right? Like the goal is to have as many good ratings as possible. One interesting thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately is what a lot of people don't realize is zaps as they currently stand are not verifiable. The receiver can fake them, right? So as a receiver, you can pretend you received zaps that you didn't get. So when you see zaps on a post or whatever, you're trusting the receiver, or more specifically, you're trusting the receiver's wallet, right? So if the receiver's using Primal wallet, Primal could fake the zaps. If they're using wallet of Satoshi could fake the zaps. If they're using their own node, then they can fake the zaps themselves. So it's hard to do any kind of real ranking systems based on zap activity. Which is what people's immediate thought is like, oh, like we should just rank posts by zaps, or we should be able to tell who's bots and who's not by zaps. But like I said, it's gameable. Now, Spark, which is LightSpark's, I guess you can call it a layer 2 network, but it's designed to make it easier to build Lightning wallets and also transfer stablecoins or USD tokens. Has a negative that has a negative on the privacy side that it settles on chain on Spark every time you do a Lightning transaction. So if someone has your Spark address, they can see all of your transactions that you made on Lightning. So Lightning usually has pretty solid privacy guarantees, but not if you're using a Spark enabled wallet. So let me use a real world example. Like if you paid a wallet of Satoshi user and you pulled their Spark address from the invoice, you could then go into a Spark Explorer and view all of the transactions they've made. It's kind of weird thinking about it from a Bitcoin perspective because it's a reused address. But if you think about it from the shitcoiner perspective, right, like Tron or Ethereum or Solana, that's exactly how those networks work. Right?
It's like an account-based system on Bitcoin, essentially.
Exactly. It's exactly how those networks work, right? Like if someone pays you from Solana, a Solana address, you can look up their Solana address and see every transaction they've ever made. Anyway, this is all very long-winded. One benefit of that is we could have verifiable zaps on Spark. Because you would be able to easily see the cryptographic proof of every transaction that was made without trusting the receiver. But anyway, that was
wait. So they're making an on-chain transaction for every Spark transaction?
It's an on-chain Spark transaction. It's an on-Spark chain.
Oh, so it's like a side chain or like
yeah, that's what I said. Like layer 2. I don't know. You can get like argue about semantics.
Okay, now I get it. Does Arc have the same thing with VTXOs?
I don't fully understand how Arc works, to be honest, even though I did a whole hour and a half episode with Alex B on it. I mean, if you go, I've said this in the past, if you go to the early days of us talking about Lightning, like we didn't really understand Lightning until we used it for months. So like, I'm not gonna like kill myself reading white papers and stuff. We'll use the tools and then we'll have a better understanding. Like I remember we were doing the Lightning torch, and I wanted to do. I was trying to send to Dorsey, and we wanted to do it the proper way with like full node to full node, and like we would send one transaction, and then we couldn't send a second one, and we're like, "What the fuck? Like how? Like why did the test transaction work, but the second one didn't work?" And it's because of Lightning liquidity, right? Yeah, but like that's a completely foreign concept in the beginning of Lightning. Mm-hmm. Like now it's second nature. Like of course it's a liquidity game, and you have to manage your channels or whatever. And just because one payment works doesn't mean the next payment will work because you just used up all your liquidity. Or just because you can pay in one direction doesn't mean you can pay in the other direction, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know the specific. And all this stuff, by the way, is also like a work in progress. So like originally Spark was broadcasting every address in. So I think no matter what you're trusting the Spark operators, they can see all the transactions, but they were also like providing it publicly in like a public block explorer type of setting. And now they're giving people the option to hide from that block explorer, but the Spark operators still see it. And I think they're going to do like HD wallets so that you don't have a fixed address. So there's all these different things that are changing over time.
Yeah. No, I need to download Wallet of Satoshi. It's back in the United States, right? They came back.
Yeah, with Spark.
Yeah. I need to download that. I need to download Arcade. Check out the Arc stuff.
Yeah, I haven't played with Arc yet. I need to play with Arc.
Yeah. Shout out to Y Citadel. I'm an amazing Citadel in Wyoming for sats. YCitadel.com. That's YWY.
I saw this.
Citadel. Vote with your feet.
So this guy is selling his Wyoming house. I assume he accepts Bitcoin, but I think the price was $680,000. It's priced in dollars, not in the coin.
Wyoming could be a good
city. Looks like a cool house. But yeah, that's wycitadel.com is basically the webpage for his house listing.
Go check it out. Vake, stay humble, stack sats. May the force be with you. 21,000 sat. Zap. No Star Wars jokes. We're a Lord of the Rings show, sir. Okay.
Why not?
I'm kidding. I'm a big Star Wars guy myself. The old stuff, not the new stuff. I think the hating Christians.
You don't like the post Disney stuff?
No, I did like Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was pretty good, but the other stuff not so much. Mike Rama, 21,112 sats. 3 salutes to the crew. Palindromes app. All right, let's get into it.
Y Citadel, by the way, says his name is Wyoming Citadel. Wyoming Citadel says Bitcoin's accepted.
It's good to know. Bitcoin's accepted, and if you go buy his house, he's going to get a good deal because we're trading at 85,620 cuck bucks. One cuck buck is going to get you 1,168 sats. We're sitting at a $1.71 trillion market cap. We're at block height 928,451, which means we are approaching the next difficulty adjustment, which is 925 blocks away. Estimated to come on Christmas. It was Christmas Eve last week.
Did China ban Bitcoin again? Bitcoin mining again?
We'll get into it.
I don't have it on the list. I just remembered.
Miners getting a Christmas gift of a downward. If you're plugged in, this is a gift to you. Downward difficulty adjustment of -1% on Christmas Day. UTC time. We're looking at 2,606 transactions in Clark's teeny weeny mempool. If you have a mempool about space, we'll see there are 49,735 transactions in their mempool. Fees getting pretty expensive. 2 sats per V byte. If you want to get into the next block, you better pay up. Remember the day of 141 sat per V byte high priority transaction?
No, it's hard to remember. It feels like so long ago.
Did China ban Bitcoin mining? There are reports out of Xinjiang province. Block Space Media reported on it earlier this week with a few sources, one of which I do trust, Kevin Zhang, who's at Nakamoto, formerly at Foundry. He sort of confirmed it's happening apparently in Xinjiang. They're putting a moratorium on mining. They want to do some inspection. I think there's an inspection period where they have to unplug, and Blockspace was reporting that anywhere between 400,000 to 500,000 ASICs will be unplugged over there as part of this inspection period. It seems like many of the miners there are convinced they're going to have to move. For a power draw perspective, I think the estimate was 1.63 gigawatts worth of power that the miners are taking up. That's how much those many miners take up. So it's a considerable amount. Estimated to be about 10% in network hash rate. It is believed that around 14% of overall network hash rate is still within China's borders, even post 2021 mining ban. But at the time, the 2021 ban, it was estimated that there was anywhere between 40 and 60% of network hash rate. And so I did a little breakdown of this earlier this week. Different dynamics at play if this is true. I mean, this will be, if we have this negative difficulty adjustment on Christmas, that'll be 5 out of the last 6 difficulty retargets have been, or difficulty adjustments have been downward adjustments, which is a pretty long streak of downward difficulty adjustments.
Mining death spiral.
It's here. Ari, are you ready? I can hear Ari cracking his knuckles right now, getting ready to write some tweets about the mining death spiral. Ari Paul, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be back with the mining death spiral FUD. But if this ban is true, again, compared to 2021, less disruptive to the network, and I think the exodus dynamics will be different, because obviously in 2021 there was a ton of excess electricity capacity here in the United States as it stands today in 2025 due to the AI arms race. There's not as much rack space availability for miners here in the United States. And so if that hash rate does move, I don't think the US will benefit as much as it did in 2021. Keep you posted, though.
Nice. How many times can they ban Bitcoin mining?
I think this is the 3rd time. So at least
I think
3.
If you have looser requirements, it's been more than that.
Yeah.
There was a couple of years there where it was like twice a year it was announced.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some people saying that they're doing it because Bitcoin mining is taking up way too much energy in China, and it's just completely absurd. I think China, like in the last year, has added like a terawatt of electricity capacity.
Yeah. They had way more power than us. They're like kicking our fucking ass in that regard.
The real reason, if they are banning Bitcoin mining, is because they don't like that it enables capital control evasion, which is what Bitcoin does. You can mine Bitcoin and then do whatever you want with it.
When I think of Bitcoin mining in China, it's like I always think of Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. You know where I'm going with it?
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way, yeah.
Yeah. Life does find a way. Miners find a way. All right, on to the list. Free Samourai, first on the list. Bill and Keone.org. Keone is set to report to prison tomorrow morning. And the petition currently has 8,352 signatures, higher than it was last week when we checked on it, but not high enough. We need to pump those numbers. Keone, again, scheduled to report tomorrow morning. Bill, as of right now, or I think is just scheduled to report January 3rd. So,
and I think since last week, it was this week that Trump commented on it, right?
Yeah, Monday night.
Great to see.
Yeah, and shout out to the Decrypt reporter who was in the press pit and used his very short allotted time to ask a question to focus on that question. Shout out to him. Silent here, actually not silent. He was very vocal in his question.
Quite loud. I'm cautiously optimistic here. It seems like there's really strong support and really strong momentum. Shout out to all the freaks who've shared this with friends and family, who've signed it themselves. It's good to see. I saw Ross Ulbricht came out in support. Senator Lummis has been very loud about it. Rep Warren Davidson came out in support. Good to see.
Yeah, it's great to see. I'm cautiously optimistic too. Who knows? I think at this point, less than 24 hours from when when Keone is supposed to report, he may definitely be reporting unless there's some midnight.
Did you see the poly market?
It's at 53%. Pull it up, Logan.
By 2027?
Yeah.
So it's 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Freaks, if you want to see Bill and Keon free, the play here is to vote no on that poly market. You got to ham the no button so that Trump can bet yes and do the pardon. That's how you financially incentivize the reality you want to see. Vote no on poly market.
Go do it now. Go do it now. Talked to Keon earlier this week too, and he seems to be in good spirits. It was cool. It was nice to see him take the day off yesterday, spend time with his family. Looks like they had a wonderful early Christmas dinner. But I think one of the things that will be imperative, not only for us, but everybody else listening, is if they do report to prison and we have to wait a certain amount of time for a pardon, we can't just stop the campaign. Obviously, we've been talking about
No,
it.
we got to keep going. We got to keep going. Wait, can you pull up that poly market again? What a timeline we live in. There's just a pardon poly market of like all of the names. Can you scroll down? How many people are on the list?
Why does Matt Gaetz need a pardon?
48%.
Elon?
Wasn't he doing? What isn't he got corruption charges against him or something? Wasn't he being censored by the House or something like that? Wait, look, himself is at 12%. Trump pardoning himself is at 12%.
Who's Dr. Kwan? Is that
It's
Duquan? Oh, Duquan.
Yeah, it's Terra Luna. But see, his supporters know what's up. They're voting no to incentivize the outcome they want to see.
Did he even get sentenced in the United States? I thought it was in South Korea.
It's my understanding, it's like half. Like he's doing half his time in America and half his time in South Korea.
Yeah.
What is SBF at? 21%. Pretty crazy.
Duquan famously stuck a Trezor up his butt, trying to evade.
He let his memes be dreams.
Yeah, and I think that was verified.
Yeah, I don't know if that was real or not. I mean, hopefully it wasn't real. Like there's a lot better ways to try and smuggle Bitcoin than the whole point of Bitcoin is that you don't have to stick something up your butt.
Yeah, you can just write some words.
Just be aware, freaks.
Yeah. But if you want the open dime was made specifically for butt stuffing.
I see Senor Gringo Poppy 2059 in YouTube asking Subdorks when 200K. I was actually just talking to Gigi about this today. I think it was 200K by conference day was 2021. I'm pretty sure. It was like almost 5 years ago. It was spring. I think it was spring 2021. God, I mean.
Oh yeah, it was.
Besides
we were all going to meet in Miami. It was like the first conference post-COVID. Wall Street Bets was popping off. We were printing trillions of dollars. Corn was screaming.
You think we're ever going to hit 200K?
Maybe we're in purgatory. Maybe this is our life in purgatory. Where we just sit here and we talk like, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Maybe we already died and we're just sitting in purgatory.
It feels so far away now. We need a Christmas miracle.
$444,444 by Christmas. It's going to happen. Okay, everybody go smash buy. Kidding. Don't fret, freaks. Don't fret. Stay humble, stack sats. Vake Vake is his second one, so he's adding to his 21,000 total. Read to 10,000 sats. Watch Andor Marty, by far the best Disney Star Wars stuff. I'll take a look. Why Citadel?
Is that
new? I don't know. 21,000. Thanks, boys. Why Citadel? 21,000. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the sats, brother. Ben Justman, 22,222 sats, twos across the board. Palindrome Zap came for the clickbait title, staying for the super cycle. Ben, you just heard Ben. Purgatory.
I mean, that means Ben saw the title on X, not on Nostr.
Somebody with a Nostr only show coming to us via X. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, moving on the list. Jade vulnerability was announced this week. Pretty serious. Everybody is being advised to upgrade their Jade immediately.
This seems pretty bad.
Yeah. So should we read through it?
I mean, it's a long post. Basically, specifically, my read on the situation is there's 3 ways to use Jade. First of all, this applies to both the original Jade and the Jade Plus. There's 3 ways to use Jade. You can use it via USB, via Bluetooth, or via QR code. This is specifically applies if you use Bluetooth or USB cable, which I think is what the majority of people use it with on, especially for the first Jade, because the first Jade has troubles using QR codes. It's like technically works, but between the screen and the camera, it's like kind of a pain in the ass. And I think specifically you'd have to use a malicious app. So if we assume Blockstream wasn't attacking people, then it means you weren't using like the official Blockstream Green app. And my read of the situation is that in a worst case scenario, they could actually extract your seed. An attacker could remotely extract your seed. Basically like worst case scenario when it comes to hardware wallets through this attack vector. It was responsibly disclosed to them. They patched it. It's been patched for a few updates now. And then this is them publicly mentioning it and saying, if you haven't updated yet, update. I know everyone's a little bit religious about their hardware wallets. I had a relatively benign announcement on Nostr saying, seems like a pretty bad vulnerability for Jade. So people would update their fucking wallets. And some people were like, no, you're blowing it out of proportion, blah, blah, blah. I just want to be clear here. Adam Back is all over Twitter in all caps telling people to update their app. So take it from the man himself. Consider taking it seriously. But if you haven't gotten rugged yet, you're probably good. I don't think they know any. I don't think they have any cases where they've been able to show that it's actually been used. I see BTC Restless saying doesn't require physical access. I don't think so. I think it required a malicious app.
Yeah, it says Jade devices running firmware versions 1.02.24 to 1.0.36 can be crashed by a malformed RPC request, leading to a device reboot.
By the app.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not physical address. You just send an RPC request. Exploitation analysis, probably important to mention. We wish to emphasize that we are not aware of this vulnerability being exploited in any malware in the wild. However, as with any other security-sensitive software, we expect that bad actors monitor our releases, looking for vulnerabilities and attempting to develop exploits against older software versions. So no evidence of this being exploited in the wild, but it is a pretty bad one. If you have a Jade, specifically if you have a Jade that is that has a private key on it that's securing a material amount of Bitcoin for you, make sure you update that firmware ASAP. Next
I would
on,
just
well, go ahead.
because of this, I realized that the Jade Plus doesn't have a secure element. I'm surprised that.
I thought they added
I
one.
mean, this is like they didn't. This is a perfect example of why secure elements should be in hardware wallets. Like it's like the number one thing they're supposed to protect against is extracting a private key remotely.
Yeah.
Anyway, update if you haven't updated already.
Yeah. Beware, freaks. Also be aware, if you're a Strike user in California has been wondering, when am I going to get access to these loans everybody's talking about? Well, the wait is over. Strike
Massive.
launches consumer loans in California. What is it, the 5th largest economy in the world?
I think it's higher than that.
3rd?
Let me ask Maple. California's population is 40 million people. How big
It's not population,
is
it's GDP.
California economy? 4.1 trillion in 2024, making it the largest state economy in the US and the 4th or 5th largest economy globally, trailing only the United States, China, Germany, and sometimes India, depending on how India's feeling, I guess.
That was pretty good. I said 5th, 4th or 5th. I'll take it.
That's good. Anyway, this if you're in California, you've been looking for a strike loan, please borrow responsibly. It should be a very small percent of your stack. But yep, it's live now. You can just update your app and a couple clicks have dollars in your bank account.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Californians rejoice.
Also, I realized last week we didn't mention that Jack went public with Tether on XXI last week. So huge shout out to him for that. It's kind of crazy seeing he's not the first one and he's not the last. Seeing a buddy on ringing the bell. It's like, what timeline do we live in?
Right. And I have somebody here saying, can we get some Marty optimism going on? Things are feeling pretty down. Matt A. Miller. Don't worry, brother. Here's some optimism. The price is down. We're crabbing. We're consolidating. We went up 8x between November 2022 and July of this year. Guess what? We're cooling off a little bit, but things are still happening in the background. XSI went public. People are getting strike loans in California. We're staying on top of vulnerabilities in hardware wallets. People are still working. Okay, we're still working to make this a thing. It is a thing. We're trying to make it a bigger thing, the thing. And progress is being made. Don't get
who's saying you're not optimistic enough?
Matt A. Miller.
Did he say it in the comments?
In YouTube.
No, he just said. Oh, I see. But you see his next comment after that? Need Marty to shoot a snot rocket for the smiles.
You see, like he asked for optimism, and like you just want me to be a clown. Is that what you want? You don't want me to, like, serious analysis. You want me to snot rocket in front of you? It's disgusting. I'm offended. I'm kidding, Matt. I don't have Snotty Bent's in the cage this week, I think, and my sinuses are feeling good.
The trolls are out in full force. Merry Christmas, freaks. Love you all.
Oh, you got the Ripple hat on.
It's not a Ripple hat. And also, I see, like, do you see the comment above that too? Do you think that's a troll, or do you think he actually believes that?
That's got to be a troll. Level 99 slacker. He's a longtime freak. I think he knows better.
Okay.
I think he knows better. Moving along. Fold has become the first public Bitcoin financial services company to operate nationwide through BitGo's federally chartered trust framework. I guess there's two stories here. Number one, that Fold is the first public Bitcoin financial services company to do this, and two, that BitGo has a federally chartered trust framework. I think this was one of the bigger stories of the week, is the OCC coming out and granting these federal chartered trusts to BitGo, and Was it Anchorage? Who else got it?
I don't know. Were there multiple?
There were multiple. I think there was like 2 or 3.
So they're like basically a bank, right?
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. BitGo has like a banking charter.
Federally, so you don't have to go state by state.
Yeah.
And so now it's also available in New York, which has like been the white whale of every Bitcoin company because of the bit license.
Yeah. And there was another, I don't know if you have it on the list, but the Federal Reserve came out and rescinded a letter of recommendation that they wrote in 2023, basically saying, hey, we don't want the banks trying to incorporate Bitcoin or other crypto assets. We're playing with it. It's too risky. They came out this week and rescinded that. Basically said, hey, we actually want you to be innovative and experimental. So we're going to rescind that and let you play around with have fun with your crypto, if you will.
Yeah. What did Trump say? Play with your Bitcoins?
Yeah. They're going to let the banks play with their Bitcoins if they want to. Point being, it seems like, at least in the banking sector and its relation to Bitcoin, there has been a number of positive developments in terms of regulation becoming looser in terms of what these banks are allowed to do, which, as a free market guy, I love to see. I'm not saying go put your Bitcoin with your bank, but
don't.
I think it's a positive signal overall. The Bitcoin's wider.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But there's some people that will.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some chatter that like the big banks are just going to outcompete all the Bitcoin companies on terms and product offering and stuff. Like I'm fading that call.
Say who it was. I know who you're talking about. He knows what you're talking
about. He went on a second tier podcast. I forget what it was called. It was like TABC or something.
TABC, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's one theory. Ryan Gentry came on TFTC. And I know he made the case that, hey, these banks they have a low cost of capital. They're adding all this infrastructure. It's going to be hard for native Bitcoin companies that are private to compete. But I think
as he was announcing his public Bitcoin holding company.
But and we've talked about this in the past. I think particularly as it pertains to lending capital in the Bitcoin space is sort of a commodity, whether you're private or public. Yes, the banks are definitely going to have somewhat of an advantage due to economies of scale, but
I don't think that like
I prefer Bitcoin only services.
Yeah, Bank of America is not going to provide. It's going to be years, if that Bank of America provides like a competitive Bitcoin product to actual Bitcoiners.
Yeah.
Like, have you been in a branch lately?
I have not.
It's like fucking insane.
You know, we'll say like Bank of America. I don't have to go in the branch. I haven't had my debit card. This is probably too much information, but I haven't seen my Bank of America debit card in like 3 years. So like I'm beholden to the debit card on my Apple Pay, and thank God their ATMs now have NFC.
Why didn't you order a new one?
Because I didn't feel like re-entering all the information.
Wow.
Yeah. So, shout out to NFC enabled ATMs, allowing me to get cash when needed, quite frequently. All right, moving on. We've got the Human Rights Foundation Financial Freedom Report Story of the Week coming out of BRICS. Stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, but there are other countries in the BRICS coalition these days. Digital currency launch. The BRICS monetary bloc has launched a working prototype of a digital currency known as the unit. Wow.
Great name. Such a good name.
Backed by a basket of precious metals and BRICS national currencies. The first 100 units were issued in a pilot led by Russia.
It's such a good fucking name.
Strategies. The BRICS bloc includes many authoritarian or hybrid authoritarian regimes that use capital control, censorship, and financial surveillance to manage dissent. A state-designed programmable digital currency rail used across multiple authoritarian states can harden those powers For more stories like this, make sure you sign up for the Financial Freedom Report newsletter, which comes out weekly. Go to financialfreedomreport.org. What a great name. Wow.
Stay humble, stack units.
Dude, it's got a masculine frame to it. It's just like an absolute unit. You're not going to use the unit currency? What are you, a pussy?
Oh, you don't accept units?
We're not being facetious either. It's incredible branding.
It's a good name. I mean, it's a shitcoin. This is something we've been discussing for years. There's also something that Lionel Shriver had in her book like a decade ago. But this is the expected path, I think. I think the expected path is BRICS countries are going to launch their own commodity-backed shitcoin with gold being a key backing there. And I think this is what markets are seeing as well, which is one of the reasons why we've seen the run up in gold and silver. And then they'll realize that requires too much trust. Trust will break down, and Bitcoin emerges as this beautiful global distributed financial network that doesn't require any trust whatsoever between counterparties. Because if you think all these countries are going to be able to like trust each other and work together at scale, I mean, I have a colony on Mars to sell you.
They might have just what's the word? What's the phrase I'm looking for? They said they tied their wagon to destiny. Like just by the branding alone. Somebody's going to want to control the unit. It's like, no,
it's being led by Russia. Case in point.
Yeah. You think China's going to come in and be like, you know what? Actually, Russia, we're the world's factory. We've got all this energy infrastructure. We're stealing the IP of every country in the world. We're actually more of a unit than you are. So we're gonna take control of this system. Just some squabbling, some intricate squabbling on the horizon for the BRICS block. I can see it. No, but to your point,
mandibles the Bitcoin standard.
Yes. And why Bitcoin standard? Because Bitcoin is a distributed peer-to-peer cash system that none of these countries can control. Apolitical.
I feel like we've been way ahead on the quantum FUD. I mean, 1031 even in January released a blog post about quantum and how people shouldn't be concerned about it. Did you see the Saylor tweet about quantum? Yeah. Should we be reading too much into it, or was that just AI slop and he just wasn't actually thinking when he pressed post?
No, look, pull it up. You'll find it.
Did he just like ask ChatGPT, like, should I be worried about quantum? And like ChatGPT responded that, and then he just press send tweet.
Yeah,
or does he actually?
Like, he's going to strengthen Bitcoin.
He's effectively advocating to free Satoshi coin.
Pull it up, Logan. We'll talk about it. I mean, we went from up return to quantum. I'm becoming more convinced that there is some provocateurs in the social layer just trying to get us confused and talking about dumb shit. Quantum being one of them.
I know. I mean, I think this is completely different parties.
Yeah, hey, could be. Are you finding it, Logan? We're just gonna sit here inside.
I'm looking for it. I
just search Saylor.
It was like yesterday.
Do you know how to search Twitter?
That.
He doesn't post that much.
I'm logged out on this computer now. And of course, you can't search on Twitter if you're not logged in.
Queen
Marty, are you pulling it up?
Don't worry. Queen is Logan's #1 fan.
Is Queen defending him?
Yes. He might quit on our ass, according to her.
Right before we went live today, we asked Logan what he actually does here.
What does he do here, actually?
Can you find I make a new Twitter account so that I can search on Twitter.
Marty, can you find the tweet?
I'll find it. I'm not looking. I'm being lazy. You know what? Accountability. Lead from the front. I should be searching.
I mean, it was clearly AI generated because it had the M dash, and also it was like the classic quantum won't do this. It will do the exact opposite, which is a massive LLM trope.
The Bitcoin quantum leap. Quantum computing won't break Bitcoin. It will harden it. The network upgrades, active coins migrate, lost coins stay frozen. Security goes up, supply comes down, Bitcoin grows stronger.
Yeah, so did he just ask ChatGPT, like, should I be concerned about quantum and Bitcoin? And then this was the response, and he just pressed send tweet?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say for
Because
certain.
I think that's the generous interpretation. And the opposite of the generous interpretation is that he is using his platform to advocate for freezing Satoshi's Bitcoin.
Well, let's talk
which
about
would
this.
be yeah, go on.
No, let's run through that. I mean, I know we touched on it last week, but like I went like, and I think I was actually thinking of you today because I was like, I need to think more like Odell, because the way you frame it when you think about these attack vectors and in not my defense, like I was like, we're not in a rush because quantum computing isn't here, and then you were immediately like adversarial thinking, like what would, let's say everybody thinks we need to transition to quantum and we do, what are the risks on the other side? And you lay that out pretty good. So let's hear that for the freaks that haven't heard yet.
Well, no, I mean, so there's two different things, right? We talked about it last week, but there's two different things. First of all, I'm not sold that quantum's a real risk, right? I think there's a lot of hype there. We talked about that last week. So we're purely in the theoretical realm right now, right? But the general premise is that it would break public key cryptography. And how does it do that? High level, you can take a public key and you can reverse engineer it to get the private key. You spend energy, you spend compute, you spend time, and you're able to get the private key. Bitcoin and modern encryption and hashing algorithms rely on you not being able to get the opposite side, right? You have this public information that you're able to verify things with, but you're not actually able to sign without the private information. Now, with Bitcoin, you have two different aspects. You have the addresses, the public addresses. You have the early address types that were not hashed, so they didn't have an extra level of basically protection on them, and those could be potentially or theoretically brute forced at rest, right? You have like infinite time to do them. Satoshi's coins being the largest example, but basically any old addresses that are unmoved. But then also when you spend from a modern address, from a SegWit address, and that also applies to taproot addresses, by the way, which is the most modern address. But if you send from a SegWit address, which is in the in-between, at the time it hits the mempool, there's like a race that if it's a sufficiently powerful quantum computer could then try and do it. So I think that middle aspect, I think it's relatively safe to assume is basically safe because everything at rest would be theoretically attacked way before quantum computers are sufficiently capable of attacking at attacking on the fly. So that's the technical argument, right? So the technical argument is we should have address types that are even more quantum secure, quantum resistant from that kind of reverse engineering than the modern day SegWit addresses that are hashed and so have that protection. But then there's also the other piece of it, which is people scared that old coins will get dumped on the market. Mm-hmm. And so then there's different proposals about freezing old coins or adding some kind of rate limit. So only, old addresses can only spend so much per block. So it would slow it down. And it's just like, it's like this weird fetishization, like fetish. I don't even know how you pronounce it, about like controlling other people's money. Like this is, it's and like an obsession with the price of Bitcoin, which I don't pretend I'm not obsessed with. But like if you break the fundamental like societal contract we have in Bitcoin of property rights, of like just unlimited property rights, then like what is Bitcoin? Like Bitcoin's not valuable at all in that situation. And I think it's particularly crazy because it is theoretical. Don't read the comments, Matt. Because it's theoretical, what people are advocating, like so this is why, like I hope that Saylor wasn't intentionally advocating for this, and he, like I said, he might not be, but there are people in the space intentionally advocating for this, freezing the old coin. You would have to do this preemptively. Like by design, you would have to do this preemptively. And you could call it a soft fork, but it's effectively a hard fork. Because if anyone wants to spend the old coin, then we would have a chain split. So you could argue semantics that it's a soft fork, but effectively what you're saying is we are so scared of this theoretical risk that we're going to preemptively block coins from being spent with a hard fork, which I think is just a complete non-starter. It's absolutely insane. I don't think there's support for it in the community. But there shouldn't be. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. And so like let's just run through a scenario. If Satoshi woke up tomorrow and was like, wow, Jameson, Lopp, and Saylor are advocating, which by the way, we're on opposite sides of the op return stuff, are advocating for freezing my coin. I'm going to spend it today. Would we know if he spent it or did Quantum spend it? Like, how do you even... Right. All the OGs, quote unquote OGs, selling right now are they selling or is it Quantum? And like when do you make that distinction on whether or not the old keys are broken versus people just actually spending? And when do you just realize you just got to sack up? And if old coins are sold on the market, then we'll have some downturn in market dynamics for a bit until Bitcoin recovers, and it'll be fine, and we'll just move along.
Yeah. No, I think this is very well articulated. And I think, and apparently some of the people really pushing the quantum narrative right now, some of them run quantum-related funds.
They all run quantum-related shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're all incentivized to continue the hype cycle.
And, like, to point on the theoretical aspect of it, John Arnold included this in his piece on 1031.xyz. You'll find it. And he talked to Hunter Beast and a couple of others. I think Adam Back looked at it as well. But the idea is theoretical. So like it is true. Google with their Willow chip and others have created sort of quantum states and successfully sent bits between the two different in a quantum fashion. But that's like rudimentary. I said this earlier today. It's like the stone wheel of quantum computers. Like it's barely anything to successfully wage an attack that would brute force private keys by reverse engineering the private keys by using public keys. You need to basically have quantum computers that not only can enter a quantum state and send information, but they also have to be able to run like computation and operating and software on it. So like we're not even at the level yet. Like we're just sending binary bits in a quantum fashion, the way I understand it. Not going to pretend to be an expert, but I have been reading on this. And like if you want to get to a state,
not an expert.
If you want to get to a state that you can actually like crack stuff, like you need to be able to run computation in a quantum state, which is, I think, orders of magnitude harder than what's being done now. And what's being done now is like barely being able to send binary between each other. And then on top of that, it's like how much energy is going to be necessary to do all this? Is it going to be equivalent to the AI energy consumption that we've seen in the last 3 years? And if so, like who's going to be able to acquire all that energy? And are they going to use that to focus on Bitcoin specifically or attack other things?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned AI, right? Because I think part of the recent level of fear mongering, and we talked about this last week, like the quantum thing is not something new. Like this has been discussed at length for quite some time. I mean, I think Peter Woola in 2019 was questioned on why taproot addresses aren't hashed by default. Why is it just bare pub key and is, as a result, not as quantum resistant as SegWit or whatever? He's like, oh well, if quantum happens, then Bitcoin's fucked anyway. But I will keep reminding people of Vitalik and his quantum Bitcoin mining scam that he had before Ethereum, which, by the way, all the shitcoins are way more exposed to this than us, because Bitcoin by default doesn't reuse addresses, or Bitcoin wallets by default usually do not reuse addresses. But I think part of it is because of the AI hype, right? So like everyone, and it like goes in line with like remember like the AI 2027 fear mongering that was happening. Like we were going to have AGI, like there was going to be super intelligence, and they were going to nuke everybody by 2027, which is crazy because it means we'd probably nuke everybody before we hit 200K, which is just be unfathomable.
Purgatory. Then we get sent to hell, a nuclear hell.
So
right after.
I think part of it is that, right? So like part of the quote unquote concern is that LLMs will speed up quantum development, which, to be quite honest, has been, pretty slow and lacked real practical uses or proof.
Yeah, the idea, isn't that what Matt Pines did? Like, he's working at a AI company focused on
aliens, right?
Discovering new physics.
I think they're looking for aliens.
And maybe you need some new physics breakthroughs to find it. Maybe you need quantum. Maybe you need to be able to wormhole to the other galaxies too.
Anyway, I think there's a happy medium here where we soft fork in, or maybe we don't even need to soft fork in. Like maybe it's also above my pay grade, but supposedly you might be able to do it with Taproot as well. But create some like extra quantum hardened address types, and let people optionally use them if they want to. It's going to cost you a lot more in fees, and you have the choice if you want to use it or not. And if you're going to sit there and be worried that other people's Bitcoin might get stolen and then sold on the market, just sell all your Bitcoin, and you're just in the wrong network. Like, don't be fucking insane. I mean, that'd be like saying that if someone gets hacked, like if Saylor gets hacked, we should freeze his Bitcoin because it would cause a price dump. Like, that'd be insane.
Right.
It's fucking insane. If Coinbase gets hacked, we're gonna freeze the Bitcoin so that the Bitcoin price doesn't dump. No, don't get hacked. If you get hacked, you fucked up.
Hey, we learned by the good people at Slockit and Ethereum that if you get hacked, you just roll back the chain, make everything right. You freeze the thief's coins that they stole.
You remember when CZ wanted to do that with Bitcoin?
Yeah.
He sent out like a tweet like
he wanted to rework like
back the chain.
It was like,
for like not that much money.
Yeah, it's like $20 million or something.
And everyone was like, "No, fuck you, bro. This is not Ethereum."
No, because he had an air of confidence too, where he's like, "Yeah, we can do this. Let's just we're going to do this, right?" And people were like, "No, we're good." All right. Before we get to software updates, let me pull up Fountain and read the top boost from last week's RIP. Just rabbit hole recap. 387, the printer is coming. Gert, 80 IQ, 22,222 sats, twos across the board, palindrome boost. Gonna fix your thumbnail on a Rumble and YouTube. Tabby rabbit and no rabbit, you rages. Pure does my heed and can. Merry Christmas, freaks. That was a hard one to read.
I thought it was different language, and then it just says Merry Christmas, freaks at the bottom, which I don't. Anyway, thank you for your support and Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Gert. Are you in Appalachia? Where are you? Speaking of reading, next boost from Reed, 21,000 sats. Proposal for new RHR title, 2025. Worst cattle bike ever. I like that. I
retweeted that one.
It's a bad cattle bike, guys.
Yeah, next week's episode is going to be called Merry Christmas. The week after that, we'll call it Worst Cattle Bike Ever.
Yes. Looking forward to 2026.
Unless there's a Christmas miracle in between.
$444,444 coming. Let's see if we made our way there. No, we are down from where we started the episode. All right, software updates. BTC Pay Server is out with version 2.3. Starting today, you can charge merchants a subscription fee to use your BTC Pay Server, making it sustainable for local enthusiasts to onboard businesses to accept Bitcoin while undercutting credit card fees and preserving merchant self-custody. Brings in several long-awaited features, making it our biggest release this year. They have subscriptions, server monetization, plugin builder 1.0 for ratings and reviews, payment request redesign, EDD, and Drupal 11, and 14 new languages. This is pretty big to see.
Yeah, absolutely massive. Huge shout out to the BTC Pay team.
Uncle Jim in the boardroom running a server for his local merchants, you know.
Yeah, this is something that BTC Pay operators, like instant operators. So like the cool part about BTC Pay historically has been that you can run it as as Marty said, in an Uncle Jim mode where you're managing the actual node infrastructure and the instance, and then people can basically, there's like a sign in, like a login for individual merchants. So you can onboard merchants, but they don't actually have to run the BTC Pay backend. And now, but people are basically like kind of just doing that out of the goodness of their hearts, or kind of charging out of band for the services or trying to monetize in other ways. Now it's actually, you know, first class citizen, you can charge for it, which is really cool to see. I mean, we're seeing it with the Square rollouts right now. It's if you give someone, I think Square, they're giving or Block, they're giving $25 if you're the first person to pay Bitcoin at a Square merchant. So basically they're giving you $25 if you are basically, you have proof that you onboarded that merchant to Bitcoin. And like, it doesn't take much. That people love it. People just go out and do the thing. On this note, by the way, I don't know if you saw the tax-free section in Oslo Airport now accepts Bitcoin using BTC Pay server. You know, like the duty-free shops.
Did not see that. It's pretty badass.
And so I asked Rockstar who did that. He doesn't even know who did that. Like just some local freak, presumably went to the tax-free shops and convinced them to onboard to BTC Pay. And so there's probably being run, like a random freak is probably running that BTC Pay instance for free for the, because I doubt like Oslo tax-free, duty-free shops are like running their own BTC Pay server.
Yeah.
And to be clear here, if they're running your BTC, if you're using a hosted instance of BTC Pay, the key is they're not taking custody of funds. The custody is still held with the merchant. They're just not running all that infrastructure separately.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Cool to see. Merchant adoption enabled by better infrastructure. We saw Square roll out their stuff earlier this year. Now you had the free and open source version of that BTC Pay server. Getting more robust by the.
This is what you want. You want as many options. The beauty of Bitcoin is that it's a tool that you can use in many different ways.
Yeah.
Without permission. And we'll have corporate options. We'll have open source options. And people will choose how they want to use Bitcoin based on their use case, threat model, technical capability. It's beautiful.
It's cool to see. Next up on the list, Tether has released PairPass, password manager that keeps your data on your devices.
I thought this was cool.
No servers to hack, no cloud to leak, just pure local security. So
this is using the hole punch tech that they basically subsidized over at Tether. They a couple of pieces here. So the most popular, or it's still not really that popular, but the most popular use of hole punch has been Keat, which is their P2P messenger, their video and audio and text messenger that's encrypted. Now Keat has come a long way, and it's pretty usable now, but it has some issues with, you know, the other person needs to be online. You know, you don't have the benefits of having a server in between in terms of uptime and reliability, but you have the opposite is true, right? Like you don't want a server in between if you care about censorship resistance and permissionless use. Keat has also been really slow to open source. Now this, first of all, is already open source, is my understanding, which is awesome to see. Like I hate like the promises, oh, we'll open source in the future. Like just fucking do it. For things like this, it's incredibly important. But second of all, it's just like a really interesting novel use case for serverless tech, right? Basically with password managers, you've had two different sides, right? You've had the hosted server stuff that is sacrificing security for convenience because you have a server involved that's holding all your intimate passwords, right? Or like most private data that you have. Or you've had self-hosted stuff that doesn't sync between devices, and you like lose a phone or something, and then you just like lose access to your bank and everything. You can't order a new debit card. And it's a huge pain in the fucking ass. So this is an interesting middle ground. I think it makes a lot of sense. I will say it is very early. I don't go and just like upload all your passwords immediately, like enter all your passwords into this app. But I think it's a cool project. It wasn't on my radar, and now it is. I see Esme Horn zapped 33,058 sats. He says 21 Great British pounds from London. Thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you, sir. Thank you for not taking it personally. Me shitting on London in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and have you considered leaving?
Yeah, why don't you save that money for a plane ticket?
Yeah. Portugal's not too far away. Would you Portugal? Where would you go? Maybe, yeah.
Portugal's good if you're UK.
Yeah.
You can still be home close to family. I've only heard good things about Portugal. A lot of British expats go to Portugal.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see in terms of British and not leaving, did you see like Peter McCormick's change.org petition about consent?
No, what was it?
I think it's he has a webpage. I said change.org, but it's actually self-hosted. So shout out to him for that.
Let me see. What are we looking at? Is it a pinned tweet? Hopefully so.
He posted on Nostr. It's called I Will Not Consent. I think it's I no longer consent.com.
I no longer consent.com.
He's entering this is his Martin Luther King phase, British Martin Luther King phase.
I no
Peaceful, nonviolent protest in the UK.
This country doesn't work anymore. Life keeps getting more expensive. Public services keep getting worse, and we're all expected to work harder for less. Most people can feel it, but we're expected to carry on as if this is normal. It isn't. This is a calm, lawful way for ordinary people to withdraw legitimacy from a failing system and show that authority comes from us, the public, not the government. Yeah, I mean, Peter's been radicalized throughout the years. I remember we were beating him over the head.
His journey has been great. I do think.
Oh, you don't even have universal free healthcare here in the United States. What are you doing? It's like NHS is a shit show, brother.
I mean, for like, I think it's a lost cause, but I commend him trying to fight the good fight. He obviously cares about his hometown of Bedford, and he's building businesses there and trying to practice what he preaches.
I want to be clear. I love Peter. We're friends. It has been fun to watch his transition into like, hey.
No, I've disagreed throughout the years. I've disagreed.
The government is not our friend. The government is not our friend, Peter. We've been telling you this for years. I'm glad to see you're opting out.
You could be friends with someone whose opinions you disagree with. Like that is
true.
You should be. Like it's insane that you're supposed to agree with everything. Otherwise, you're enemies. But I just want to point out here, the British speech laws are so fucked up that he was so careful when he wrote this thing. Can you tell? Like,
yeah,
like he's just like making sure, I'm not calling for any harassment or violence or, no breaking the law, just collective noncompliance. Ordinary people withdraw consent calmly, lawfully, together. I feel like you have to like really walk on eggshells over there right now.
Yeah. Parker's watching. Parker, I see you. Oi, mate. This is British. I'm making fun of my accent.
What did he text you?
No, he quote tweeted the episode. Thank you for sharing from your massive audience. Tune in whenever Marty Ben tries to do a British accent. It sounds decidedly Australian, and he knows it, but can't do anything about it. It's true.
Who is I see Pete Smith is shitting on our audio. Is it my fault or is it Marty's fault or is it?
It's probably my. I know this mic's not like. I need to get the Shure mics that we have in the studio in Austin. Look, I thought I told you to mail me one of those. How come you haven't done that yet? Do you listen? Are you insubordinate? right now.
He says I need to put a high pass filter on my mic, or is it your mic that we're supposed to put the filter on?
Is it like a pop
I know
filter?
my audio quality has historically been horrible.
You sound good to me.
But it's trying to be better. Oh, look, high
Need a
pass
de-esser.
filter. I have the option. Should I click it? Does it sound any better now?
Where do I do
But
this?
high pass filters for like HVAC. I don't have an HVAC running.
Do I go to sound?
Do I sound better?
I clean up
The
the,
mic is
audio
fine.
on the podcast release.
The Chundi Gunderson 6647, the mic is fine. Okay. 21 in the primal chat. You guys sound fine. Bitter 21, audio is good. Brian, sounds the same, fine.
All right, sounds like
Okay.
Pete Smith 6321 is just an audio file. We get
Well, we care about you. We care about you,
We do.
freak.
We tried.
Thank you for caring.
Speaking of caring, the team at Coinkite cares about you being able to easily sweep the Bitcoin off your Sats card, and they've released in test flight Sats Buddy.
They didn't release that.
I said in test flight.
It's not Coinkite who released it.
Oh, who did?
It's
Great
Matt
Grease.
Ramsden, Nashville
BDK contributor.
Nashville local who runs our BitDevs.
Oh, that's good to see.
But anyway, just in time for Christmas. If you are loading up a bunch of Sats cards, it makes it easy to manage them. It's not for redeeming Sats cards. The best way I know of redeeming Sats cards is Cove Wallet on iOS or Nunchuck on Android and iOS. The coolest part about a Sats card, by the way, Sats cards, if you're not familiar, are they look like a gift card, but they actually hold a private key on them. And it's a way to gift Bitcoin physically. It's the card version of Open Dimes. The coolest part is that you can just tap that on a phone without an app, and it just shows you the balance in the browser, which is just incredibly satisfying.
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. Like, oh, where do you hold your Bitcoin? You pull out your Sats card, tap it on your phone. It's right here, brother. Right here. Look at it. Look at it. Okay. Ah, fuck. The
I see what you're laughing at.
The next thing on the list. Moving on. Sats Buddy. Shout out to Matt for dropping it. Sorry, I assumed it was Coinkite.
Supposedly Logan sounds the best according to Bitter21.
Yeah, because he's got the mic that I want, and I bought those mics.
Do you think Logan intentionally fucks with our audio just so he sounds better?
I wouldn't be shocked. He is.
Should I
It'd
send
be a really
Oh God.
petty thing to do.
Should I send you the Rodecaster as well?
No, I don't need. Do you need
'Cause
that?
you're not going to be able to plug this in.
I know. I was going to buy another one, but because I assumed that you need yours. Moving on. Venezuela oil blockade. Apparently, we were supposed to be told last night that we're going to war with Venezuela. It didn't happen. Instead, we got the Warrior stimulus check, $1,776, $1,776 going to our armed forces because of the influx of revenue from the tariff.
That was
regime.
Trump fucking with the journalists, right?
I don't know. I haven't been following what journalists.
Well, like he convinced like all the news agencies to like cover his live press conference that they thought we were going to war, and then he was like, "I'm giving all the troops money."
Yeah, I mean, so there was Tucker was pretty convinced yesterday, from what I can tell. There was clips floating around of him saying, "Hey, I heard from people inside the intel community that we're preparing for war with Venezuela." It seems like we're already like somewhat in a silent war.
So you have no opinions on the blockade?
I mean, I think the blockade, we're blocking the oil coming in and out of Venezuela. I saw a stat. Apparently, it costs $200 million a day for Venezuela to run their government, run their services, run their operations. They have $1 billion in the bank, and so this blockade is an attempt to take away the source of the revenue, which is oil. And that's the theory I heard, is the blockade is happening to starve the Maduro regime of their
clearly
revenue and cash balance.
Do you have any I mean, you're the energy guy on the show. I was hoping we were going to get a more interesting take than that, to be honest. I'm a little bit disappointed.
Do you want, like, is oil going to pump? Like, what are we talking about? Is that what you want? Or like,
well, no, that's the crazy part is oil's cheap as fuck still.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I think what Chavez and Maduro did to the oil and gas industry in Venezuela is a crime against, number one, the citizens of Venezuela, but I think more broadly a crime against humanity, because it's one of the most oil-rich nations in the world, and you had a bunch of British and American oil and gas companies, I think Shell, Chevron, BP, were down there. They essentially got kicked out, their assets confiscated, and Chavez and Maduro did not maintain them properly. Their energy infrastructure has collapsed. Obviously, they can still get some oil, but it's not as robust as it should be. I think the other big thing that really is probably forcing the issue, or a material consideration with forcing this issue, is the oil and gas deposits that were found off the coast of Guyana, which
that's what I was going to bring up. 100% related.
Which borders Venezuela, and Venezuela's been basically posturing that they're going to invade Guyana to take over those assets, and so I think this is a protection for that untapped oil and gas in Guyana.
Like, have you looked at it on a map? Like, it's, I mean, I think it's arguable whose deposits they are. Like, it's like basically like right on the border in the water.
Well, they were one country at one point, right?
It's like it's the same oil.
Yeah.
Like, what was it with like Kuwait and Iraq? It's like, oh, they were like, Iraq was saying that they were like cross drilling. It's like they were putting their straw and drinking their milkshake through the border.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems very similar. I mean, if you look at oil reserves, Venezuela is still like
top three.
Absolutely massive in the global scheme of things. I'm
pulling up Google Maps here. Yeah, Guyana.
It's crazy. I mean, they're right on top of each other.
Yeah. And like the Guyana reserves.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Guyana?
Guyana?
I don't know.
Guyana? You know, I'm very good at pronunciations.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, apparently this reserve that they found off the coast of Guyana is pretty massive. Maybe even bigger.
Why is their border dotted on Google Maps? Is it because no one can agree on where the border is?
Yeah, like I said, I think that western part of Guyana was Venezuela at one point, if I recall correctly.
There's just all the borders are dots in this region. You see also on the Suriname side?
Yeah.
Same. Anyway.
Yeah, so I imagine that's it. What's it say?
Do you think it's actually like, do you think the drugs piece is just kind of tangential to all the energy stuff?
I think it all ties together to a certain degree. I mean, the drug stuff, I said it, very pissed off a lot of people on X, but I think it's justified. You have narco terrorists running drugs in international waters, which is technically piracy, and the libertarians out there saying like we shouldn't have a drug war, like these people should have trials. It's like, well, we haven't declared war. It's like, well, the combination of the narco terrorists, China, whatever, they've smuggled a ton of fentanyl to the country over the last couple decades and killed literally hundreds of thousands of Americans. Like, I don't know what you expect people to do. And the 4D chess theory of the bombing the narco boats is that you bomb them, and then the narco terrorists have to sort of reshuffle and recalibrate, and that sets off like them calling each other and moving assets and moving money, which can make them easier to find. That's the 4D chess theory that I've had.
I mean, it's not even that 4D. It's like pretty straightforward. It's like 3D chess.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's
of course, if you blow them up, they're going to scramble.
I think it's all connected. Like, you want to stop the drugs from being imported, killing Americans, and the oil and gas is certainly a big cherry on top. If you can get Maduro out of there and get an ally, a perceived ally, maybe a controlled ally in Venezuela.
Yeah, I think Peter's talking about your mic, by the way, with the high pass filter.
Peter, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably more to do with the energy stuff. But I don't know. I think it's definitely a messy situation no matter how you cut it on the dealing with the just droning drug boats with like zero due process. But I understand the argument for it if we can't stop them otherwise. I did think it was interesting that they were like critics of the administration's blowing up the boats were like, you should just seize shit. And then it was like 2 days later, they'd seized the oil tanker. It was like right after people were like, oh, well, why don't you seize boats? And then they filmed the whole thing in like 4K and like posted it on Twitter.
The helicopters.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely all related.
Yeah. I did see it. Like, I'm not trying to be like a sicko fan here either. Sicko fan, however you pronounce that. But I do worry like this could devolve into like Gen Z's Vietnam if you escalate and you're like forced into some war.
I think there's a decent chance for that. I mean, he was supposed to also be the no war president. So a couple of things. First of all, on the boat bombings, there's two things here. It's one, are we justified to bomb their boats without due process? And the second was like there was a specific case where like supposedly Hegseth blew up the boat and then like they were floating on like pieces of wood and then he like shot another missile, like he double tapped them, which is that's particularly bad. Like that is, I don't know. It's hard to support that. Like they're probably going to drown anyway. You can like, I don't know, bring a boat up against them and arrest them if you so be it, or you could just leave them out there. But I don't know, hitting the second one is kind of questionable, or even more so than that. But I mean, I think the core of this issue is Venezuela is a relatively strong adversarial regime in our sphere of influence that is being backed by China. And it's like Cold War 2.0. We're having like a proxy war over there for dominance over the hemisphere.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the map.
And I think energy has a lot to do with it.
I think it has everything to do with it.
And they found right before all this started, like when did they find the Guyana reserves? It was like right before all this shit started.
It was like last year. It was some point in 2024, I think. Reserves discovered. Yeah, 2024.
It was 2025. I see. No.
You see here the rise of the Guyana super basin. Yeah, so I think they found stuff successfully, like not successively. Excuse me. They've just been finding.
They realized it was much bigger, right?
Yeah, they're just finding more and more deposits. Or like, let me see. The Buenos Aires Herald.
It looks like they discovered it in 2015, but like since then they keep finding more and more.
Yeah, between
it was way bigger than they thought it was.
Let me see. Yeah, that's what I think it was. Last year or 2 years ago, they were like, "Oh, this is actually way bigger than we thought it was."
Christ is Lord 7, not 1 through 6. Christ is Lord number 7 on YouTube says by 2029, 2030, start of Great Depression 2.0, which hopefully they call it something else because that's horrible branding. Everything and everyone is going to tank, bro. Then America is going to confiscate your BTC just like they did with your gold in 1933 to help combat this depression.
All right, brother.
Or there might be a Christmas miracle. There could be a Christmas miracle.
Sup, freaks. This is I got a lag, so I can't read it. 25,125 SEP. It was some FL Justin. Florida Justin. Sup, freaks. Merry Christmas. Stay adventurous. Stack sats. Via con Dios. Live with God.
We also missed a Pringle Mac 21,000 sat boost. Huge shout out. I know it's early for her right now, so when I told her the time we were ripping, she said it was 5 a.m. her time. So
Dang. Good morning.
Thank you for waking up early to zap us, support the show, join the live chat.
Nothing's gonna happen. Buy an 80-foot flat screen, smoke a little weed, play some video games, and watch the NFL. We all good, bro. Nothing to see here.
Catch game last night?
Did you catch the game? What do you think the Eagles are gonna win the NFC East? Or the Giants?
I haven't watched a single football game this year.
Yeah. Great Depression 2.0. Yeah, this country's fat. We could use a Great Depression. Did you hear about like how much weight was lost for lifespan increase because people were intermittent?
Yeah, but now we got seed oils and
Unintentionally.
glyphosates and shit. Like even if you're poor, you'd get fat as fuck.
Yeah.
All
right, we got one more.
No, the truth of the matter is, Marty, we're living in a Great Depression. I think Mallers does a good job of
It's a silent depression.
explaining this better than me, but I think he hit the nail on the head. When the Great Depression happened, the dollar was still backed by gold, and the depression was priced in gold. And if you price everything in gold right now, we're in a Great Depression. We're getting our fucking asses kicked, but no one realizes it, which is even worse.
Yeah. I paid $29 for 6 chicken breasts last night.
It's insane. Were they good?
They were good. Local farm.
Not every chicken breast is made the same.
No, we made some cutlets. I'm sure you saw me scarfing some down right before we hit record.
I did.
Made some cutlets last night.
Oh, Pringle Mac, she's going to Pilates now. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Do you think she was waiting to go to Pilates until after we announced her shout out? I'm glad we released her.
I hope not. I hope Pilates class is punctual. It starts on time, and she's got to get there. Still enjoy Pilates. It's become my wife's favorite exercise. I think that happens like when you get to a certain age as a woman. Like Pilates just becomes the go-to class of choice. That's what I've observed. I'm not trying to sound.
Supposedly, a lot of NFL players do Pilates.
Yeah. What is going on here? I mean, I read into this a little bit, but this is pretty crazy. Shooting of the MIT professor.
Did you read the 3-body problem?
Yes.
This is like the plot of the 3-body problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So
for those who are unaware.
Yeah.
Police intensified the search Wednesday for suspect in the killing of Professor Nuno F.G. Loureiro at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, more famously known as MIT, 2 days after he was shot to death at his home outside Boston. Loureiro, a 47-year-old physicist and fusion scientist, was shot Monday night at his apartment in Brookline, Mass. He died at a local hospital on Tuesday. The Norfolk District Attorney's Office said in a statement, the prosecutor's office said the homicide investigation was active and ongoing as of early afternoon Wednesday and had no update. Earlier, they had said no suspects were in custody. The investigation in MIT's professor killing comes as Brown University. Okay, we don't have to get into the Brown stuff. That's also horrific.
I think the Brown stuff is unrelated, incredibly fucked up. It feels like the Brown stuff it was politically motivated, considering.
Yeah, I mean,
two people were killed, and one of them was
a 19-year-old
vice president of
the Young Republicans Club. Yeah.
But and also I don't have the Australian shooting on the list, which seems like a massive false flag.
Solution to that is the stricter gun controls,
and stricter hate speech rules. Did you see? They're already doing KYC on everything on the internet in Australia, but they need it to be even stricter. With this particular situation, this is with everything else that's going on. This is kind of gone under the radar, so I wanted to highlight it. I mean, this guy was basically, numero uno in fusion research at MIT. Like top dog, MIT researcher, focused on fusion tech. And it's kind of interesting, right? Because it kind of goes with the hype of quantum stuff that we were talking about earlier. Like fusion feels like it's got so much fucking hype behind it for years. Yeah. But a couple pieces here, right? First of all, before Bitcoin existed, you didn't really have a strong financial incentive for mass-produced cheap energy. And now with AI and the AI data centers, the big tech companies are aligned on that too. Like they would love to have, and the national security establishment like would love to have very cheap energy for AI compute. So there's a direct incentive for it. The second piece is, does LLM speed up fusion research? Right, it goes along with all the other hype stuff around AI and bleeding edge tech and whatnot. So I don't think it's like the most far-fetched thing to think that he was on the verge of some kind of big breakthrough. Do I think aliens killed him, like the three body problem? No, probably not. But like the Israelis kill like Iranian nuclear scientists all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And there's like a million different people with motives to kill someone who, is working on cheap, scalable energy.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is like a disgraced lover type of situation. Like I feel like there's probably something more here.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, apparently he was on the cusp of having like the breakthrough to make this tech sort of reproducible and scalable. His research on magnetized plasma dynamics, magnetic field amplification, and confinement and transport in fusion plasmas helped inform the design of fusion devices that could harness the energy of fusing plasmas, bring the dream of clean, near limitless fusion power closer to reality. It is suspicious. And I saw something else. There was another MIT physicist, nuclear physicist, who was assassinated in the 90s or early 2000s as well for uncovering a cold fusion cover-up by the DOE. They don't want you to have that clean, cheap energy, freaks.
What was that the opposite, though? Was that them hyping it and he was exposing it?
No, they were covering up that they had like made some breakthrough.
Yeah.
And he exposed
Fucked
like,
up.
hey, we might actually have cold fusion. The DOE doesn't want you to know that. Dead. Yeah, like there has to be like somebody knows that he's on the cusp of the breakthrough that's going to really unleash it. Like why else? Like what? Who's just going to walk into this house and murder this guy? You think he's a multi?
Yeah, or it could have been like big oil and any kind of established energy people. But yeah, I mean, like, look, if you like listen to the administration, if you listen to David Sachs on All In Pod talking about this stuff, he like talks about it like it's the Manhattan Project. Like we need to have better AI than China. And a huge part of that is that they're kicking our ass in energy. And so like imagine we have a massive breakthrough that maybe isn't, the fusion you read about in sci-fi books. Like maybe it still has trade-offs or whatever. But let's just say it, brings the cost of energy down in the States 10x or something. Something like within reach, not like super extraordinary. Like that's a well-worthy reason to kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too. I mean, the stakes are high, and I saw this earlier today. Trigger warning: about to have Logan pull up a courtesy Arvin tweet on the show. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Trigger.
Thought this was pretty funny, but also like highlighting something in this vein. Let me find it. Did he delete it? Oh no, here it is. I'm not sure if you saw this, but China.
Well, I see Bill Monroe saying someone was claiming it was the Iranians retaliating for the Israelis assassinating their scientists. I think that was the Israelis who claimed that, which by the way, like it could easily be the Israelis who killed them as well. Like you should take that one with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Another grain of salt, not an expert in this field, but this is being reported today.
Not.
China apparently has a working prototype of an EUV lithography machine. It was a secret lab in Shenzhen, team of former ASML engineers. I think that's the important part. We're going to go back to the quote tweet. Reverse engineered parts, yet to produce working chips, deep involvement in Huawei, aiming for use by 2028, 2030. There was... Curtis Yarvin said, obviously, it would be very racist to suggest that when EUV light sources are one of our last three technical advantages over China, hiring Lin Nan as head of light sources might not be the greatest idea. So apparently, a classic case of Chinese IP theft and espionage. Recruits included Lin Nan, ASML's former head of light source technology, whose team at the Chinese Academy of Sciences Shanghai Institute. So they're making these breakthroughs. Apparently, EUV lithography is one of our sort of key advantages, technological advantages, and ASML is just hiring Chinese scientists to build this or work on this stuff, and they up and left and brought it to China. China. Why can't we all just get along? Come on. Come on, people.
You sound like a naive pageant queen.
Everybody.
Hi, I'm Marty Bent, and I believe in world peace.
I know we have a global audience out there. Why are we doing this stuff?
It's like, Marty, shut up and shake your ass.
Why are we doing this? It's also tiresome. Is this purgatory? Is this what purgatory is like? We're just constantly thrown into the 24/7 news cycle, thinking about psyop after psyop. Is Bitcoin going to $444,444? Are we ever
a Christmas miracle? I think I told Marty already, but the other day I did tell Marty on the 1031 call. The other day we were eating breakfast, and I asked my oldest, Bitcoin or gold, and he turns to me and he goes, "Gold is better."
Damn. All right. We got a zap from KD Kangaroo. 30,003 sats, palindrome boost. First time catching live. Appreciate you bastards.
He's probably Australian.
I try to do Australia and then I go Boston.
Yeah.
It's
trash London.
Accents aren't my strong suit. What is it? Rise up lights.
Foster's. Australian phobia. I just want to shout out. It looks like he's gone now, but there's like the most civil argument happening in our YouTube chat with this Christ is Lord guy between him and Bitcoiners arguing about if the government was going to seize our Bitcoin, and then he just ends it with, "Just kidding, bro. I'm wrong on all this stuff. I'm going to go hike the dog and get to the gym. Y'all take care. God bless, and get to mass this weekend." And it's just great that it ended so civilly. So rare in today's age.
Yeah. David Sachs has been a massive disappointment. He let SDNY sell the Samourai Bitcoin right out from under his nose.
Did he?
Bitcoin is on the blockchain. He did. Which, according to the executive order, was not supposed to happen. So that is insubordination by the Southern District.
How do we know that? We can see it on chain, or?
Keone, he came on my show and said that's what they did.
Oh shit. Well, they should have burnt it, but
they should have. They sold it.
All seized Bitcoin should be burned.
All right, what are we gonna do for this Christmas episode? Are we getting dressed?
We should just send it. Anytime Bitcoin is seized, we should, as a government, we should send it to Satoshi's addresses so that if quantum happens, then that it's just the winner gets the coin.
I like that. What are these quantum hackers going to do? Should we just be spending all of our time trying to create a quantum computer to hack Satoshi's coins? Because we could get it. Maybe we should just put the argument out. Like, expect that it's going to happen. Satoshi's coins are going to move. They're going to get sold. Don't do anything about it. And all the while, it's us building the quantum computer to get Satoshi's coins.
What I thought would be fun is imagine, so like Jameson and Saylor get their wish, and they do a hard fork, and they say that, the old addresses can't spend anymore. And then Satoshi is just sitting there just laughing or whatever, and he just sends multiple transactions where all the money goes to the miners. Just incentivizing just pure chaos. That would be kind of a fun outcome.
It would be.
They would literally have a trigger at any point where any of the old addresses could just send huge mining fees to encourage miners to mine that chain instead.
The beautiful dynamics. I mean, this is it's to be expected. Rough consensus, distributed systems. Nobody's going to agree.
That's the other thought I was having with it. It's just such a dumb rabbit hole, but whatever. You got to keep yourself busy. If we did a saw fork and we added quantum resistant addresses. So not the freezing part. We're not freezing old addresses. We just add quantum resistant address type. And then Satoshi's coins move and they get sent to a quantum resistant address. Do people panic? Is that a good thing? Was his coin stolen? Or was he just upgrading?
Yeah.
Is he going to sell in the market? Kind of crazy things to think about.
Yeah. All right. Let's go enjoy our Christmas week.
Yeah.
7 days till Christmas. We're going to have a downward difficulty adjustment. Santa is bringing better mining conditions for miners that are plugged in on Christmas. As of right now, who knows? Hash rate could scream on the network and fall off. It could be an even better Christmas. We'll find out.
Maybe there'll be a Christmas miracle. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on Boxing Day.
See you on Boxing Day. Omega candle en route. Prepare.
Just fade the Omega candle. Stay on Stack Sats.
Peace.